Hi, this is Corey Chambers. Thanks for joining me to take a look at my ancestry, my DNA test. Now, I've gotten two DNA tests, one from 23andme and one from Ancestry.com, and I believe they're both done independently from two different laboratories. At least the results are. The results and the analysis and the report are very similar, almost identical, but not quite identical. So let's go ahead and take a look. This, by the way, is a very boring results because it's pretty much exactly what my parents told me. It's also what you could pretty much guess by looking at me. Most of you would look at me and say, this is a white guy, tall white guy, probably kind of, obviously Western European people are involved there. So let's take a look here. DNA suggests that I am 26% British and Irish with ancestry from 8 other populations. View report. So here we go. Basically, as you might suspect, there's like 0 African, 0 Asian, except for maybe people in Asia near the Caucasus, which are Caucasians. No South American, no Latin American, no Native American, and so forth. So, as my mother and dad told me, lots of English and British. My mother is 100% Scotch, Irish, Welsh, English, and although she did claim that we are part Native American, she said we are part Chicopee, which there's no such thing as Chicopee Indians. There's chickpeas that you could eat, and there are tribes that sound similar, like the Choctaw, and some other chick. But we are not part Indian because there's 0% Indian. Doesn't surprise me because my mother thought we were part Chicopee. But she was correct. We're basically British, Irish, Scottish. And then my father is he's half Italian. So that's where we get this Italian and probably this Sardinian, Ashkenazi, Jewish, broadly northwest, or what's the green part? Eastern European. That's all Italian. So that's it. I do want to add one thing. All that they can take a look at is really who were our ancestors roughly 200 years ago to 2,000 years ago. That's what this says. This is a time approximated distribution of where our ancestors lived and where they mated with other ancestors. So it doesn't go far back enough to see that we are actually all from here, because if it went back about 100,000 years, we would all be from right here in Africa. So that's the important thing to know. People who it shows up as Africa, what it's telling them is that their ancestors were there mating, 200 to 2,000 years ago, based on our historical records and other people's DNA tests that correspond to those historic records. So that's it. So we're all African. That's the important thing to take away from this. By the way, that's where one of our biggest failings as humans, racist humans, living in a racist world in a racist time, is that anytime we talk about where we are from, where our ancestors are from, what our skin color is, what our other physical attributes are, we need to always include one important disclosure that does not get included, and that's especially the government and educational establishments, institutions, and the media. They are all responsible. They all need to immediately start doing this, and that is saying that We are all of African origin, and we are all of the same race. We are all of the human race. And anytime someone says white, black, African American, or Eurasian, or anything that has to do with race, it needs to always be included, for now at least, that there is no such thing as race. There's a human race, and that everything else is just little, very minor deviations in our genetics. Because if you look at the genetics, there's far more genetic difference between male and female than there is between any male of any color, size, or shape. All right, that's it. Hope we took something very boring and made it slightly more interesting by discussing a misnotion about race. And whatever part of the human race you are, thank you for joining me. I'm Corey Chambers, and I'd love to hear your story. Take care. Well, by the way, my email address is corey@laloftblog.com. And feel free to call me. My cell phone number is 213-880-9910. Bye-bye.